What's up guys, it's Noob coming at you with another episode of But Does It Spin, and today we are opening another volume 25. Now, we did already open 3 of these. We did get the Brave Wyvern, we did get Infinite Death Scyther, and Hail Carbag. So we are missing 3, so let's see what we get this time around. But before we continue, leave us a like if you've been enjoying this series, and consider subscribing to not lose any future videos of But Does It Spin. Now, are you ready? Let's get this baby open. And here we are with Dragoon V2 out of the box. Before we get into the main Beyblade though, let's take a look at this red 6 armor that came with this Beyblade. It's very pretty. It is a collection piece. It is painted over, but because it is an armor piece, it won't be seeing much action. It won't be getting hit too much. So I don't think the paint will come off in these armors. So I do tend to use these painted armors. Now, painted forged discs, I have a little, I'm a little hesitant to use them because they do peel a lot, because they do get hit a lot. But armor pieces, they tend to not get hit, especially if you're using them on low mode like I do. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And recently, one of the things that did come with this was the chain Kerbeus. So we could put this on chain Kerbeus to give him a little red highlight if you so desire. And yeah, I just think it's a pretty cool. It is not too heavy, but it does have the weight on the outward. So it does supposedly increase stamina a little bit. And yeah, so it's not too bad. It's a symmetrical armor piece. Now, going into the main Beyblade, wow, it's a Dragoon V2. It's been a long time since I've messed around with Bakuten Shoot, but this is a remake, so you know, it's a remake, which, you know, it's almost as cool, I guess. I'm pretty happy to have one of these. That said, this is slightly weightier than I thought it would be, and I do remember people commenting that the bit chips are metal under here to give them slightly more weight. That said, because it is a remake, it is still lighter than most of the other Dynamite Battle or even Sparking or even GT Beyblades. So these, they're not competitive at all. There are some limited formats for single layers where people do use some Bakuten Shoot remakes, but aside from that, these are generally not very competitive, mostly just for collection. So we won't be battling them against the other more recent Beyblades, but we will be battling them against other remakes. And for Bakuten Shoot, of course, we do have Drigger V2, which I'm pretty sure is going to win any of the remake battles. But, you know, we'll have to test it out against that. Dragoon V2, of course, is a left spin bay. And you can see that the hits here are going to be astronomical. So it's kind of cool for that, but also this is going to take a lot of recoil from that because it's such a sharp, it's such a prominent attack. So it will have a crazy smash attack right there, a smaller hit there, and then a crazy hit there, and repeat and so on. So, you know, it is an attack type, but because of that, it will get hit quite a bit. It will take a lot of recoil. The teeth on it, as you can see, are nothing to write home about. But, you know, for a remake, I guess it's okay. So we know that he will burst quite a bit because the teeth are not too prominent, but the recoil will be huge. But yeah, it's not much to talk about. It is pretty thin, layered like most Bakugan Shoot remakes, which is one of the reasons why I won't be battling them against full out Sparking or Dynamite Battle Beyblades. But yeah, I love the aesthetic of this guy. He was the main character of Bakugan Shoot for a while. You know, super cool. Nothing against that. The forged disc is a wheel, and you can see it is a forged disc. It is not a Dynamite Battle forged disc. It is one of the earlier ones because it doesn't have the height. And for an earlier forged disc, it is one of the better ones. I believe wheel was possibly the heaviest, I think. It does put the weight on the outward. As you can see, it is the heaviest, but it does put the weight on the outward side, so it will increase stamina quite a bit, some balance as well. Not only that, but it is quite symmetrical, and as you can see, it is somewhat round. It does feel more squarish, but it is quite round, so it will add to your life after death, which is great. Of course, nowadays we do have over, which is much better, but from the old forged disc, this was it. This was one of the better ones. And yeah, they gave us stickers for it as well. Pretty cool, pretty cool. The driver is what I'm excited about because this is an Exceed Dash, and the only time we saw Exceed Dash prior to Volume 25 was on the Deluxe Arena set on Sparking. So, you know, pretty cool to see rare drivers. I'm all for it, obviously. It is Dash, so it does have stronger spring, more prominent tabs here, so it will give more resistance to burst. Not only that, you can see that it is a flat on there, but this is a rubber, so it will grip onto the arena more. It is a softer rubber that will grip onto the arena more. It will be aggressive because it is flat, but it will also grab onto the arena more, so it will have less. It will be less prominent to knocking itself out. Not only that, but it does have this free spin module here, which helps with life after death, but also allow it to move around more easily with that when it gets hit instead of just toppling over. So, you know, overall, great, very interesting driver. I do like this. It is rare as well, so, you know, why not? Why not? So yeah, those are the pieces. Let's assemble it, test it out, and of course, battle it against the only other Bakugan Shoot remake that we have, which is Trigger V2. And yeah, let's go. And that's it, folks. As I mentioned, Dragoon V2 does have really weak teeth, and because of its recoil, its massive attacks, it will tend to burst quite easily. As you guys know, we do usually only go 2-point battles, but you know, I figured we would do a few more just because it did burst right off. Dragoon V2 obviously was a better one, and that's how it was in Bakugan Shoot as well. Dragoon V2, when it came out, was probably the best stock combo that ever came out on Bakugan Shoot. So, you know, it makes sense that Dragoon V2 would lose in the remake as well. So yeah, that's what I had to show. Take the conclusions you like from that. Leave us a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to see more videos like this. As you see, we are focusing on Beyblades and bringing Beyblades of all kinds and generations to this channel. But also sometimes we do talk about other spin tops that are not Beyblade related, and sometimes even things that are not even spin tops, but that we try to spin just to see if we can. So if you're into stuff like that, I'll see you next time, and until then, stay nerdy, guys.